Okay, on chapter 3, section 3, they start going over even and odd functions. And these are the rules you're going to have to know when you first start it. So when we have a function of negative x, when we work this problem out, it's going to be f of x. So it's going to end up being the same as the even function. And symmetric to the y-axis if we're looking at graphs. Odd functions, when we put negative x in, it's going to give us the opposite of what the original function was. And so it's going to be symmetric to the origin, and that's going to make more sense in a minute as well. But this is very important to look back on if you need it. And then these are two examples that I've done before that you can look at when you get this paper. So this is what we're starting off with doing. So determine algebraically whether the given function is even, odd, or neither. So when we go to solve these, we have our f, and we're going to use our negative x now. So negative 7 to the negative x to the 4th power. So if I raised a negative to the 4th power, a negative times a negative is positive, times a negative would make it negative, times negative again would make it positive. So this one is still going to be negative 7x to the 4th. These two are the same, so this is an even function. This one over here, we're going to change it to our negative x. So 3 times negative x cubed subtract 7 times negative x. So negative x to the 3rd power. Negative times negative is positive, times a negative is negative. So I'd have f to the negative x equals negative 3x cubed. Negative times negative is positive 7x. When I compared these two, this was positive, now it's negative. This was negative, now it's positive. This would be opposites. So it is odd. Here we have 9x squared subtract 7 equals g of x, because I wasn't paying attention when I wrote it. So I'm going to rewrite it the right way. So I'd have g of negative x equals 9 times negative x squared subtract 7. Negative x squared, negative times negative, and make this positive 9x squared subtract 7. So I compare this one to this one. Positive 9x squared, positive 9x squared, negative 7, negative 7. They are the same, so this one would be even. Down here, we'd substitute for negative x. So I'd have a negative 9 times negative x plus the absolute value of negative 8 times negative x. So this would be 9x plus the absolute value of 8x. The catch on absolute values is we would rewrite this one up here, negative 9x plus 8x, because the absolute value of that is still going to be positive. So then when I compare these, I have a negative and a positive and a positive. So since this one didn't change here, it's neither. Last one. So f of negative x equals 2 times negative x squared plus negative 8 times negative x. Negative x squared would be positive, so 2x squared plus negative times negative would be positive 8x, and this one up here would be 2x squared plus 8x, because the absolute value, and down here we have 2x squared plus 8x. So these are the same. is even.